So are we ready?
Sure. That was mine.
No. Go ahead.
Hello and welcome to the Valley today. I am your host, Janet Michael, and I'm sure a lot of my listeners are used to hearing me say we are pre-recording today's show. But this is a first. We are pre-recording today's show that you are hearing on a Monday afternoon. We are actually sitting here on a Friday night at Nana's Irish Pub listening to some music, and the luck of the Irish, so to speak, has me sitting next to Nicholas Robb. He is with One Street Over, and we were trying to coordinate. I was going to meet you here on a Friday night to do a Facebook Live video to promote that you guys were going to be performing at the Celtic Festival in Old Town Winchester, and it didn't work out that way. We had something else go on with the Facebook page, and we had a couple other issues going on. But my guest for Monday got the flu. So this is how you, on a Friday night, are talking to me that will air on the show Monday. So it's all about where you are in the atmosphere, is what I think. So, Nicholas Robb, One Street Over, give me the background. Who are all of these people? Tell me about One Street Over.
So we're a traditional Irish band from Winchester, Virginia. We play normally on Saturday nights at Nana's, playing tonight, Friday. Change the schedule a little bit tonight. We've been playing together since, I guess, 2014 when I joined the group. The group's composed of myself, Doug and Katie Enders, and Tony Rodriguez. Initially, Doug and Katie had been playing at the pub for quite a while before I had joined. Come 2014, I showed up. They were kind enough to let me join in. I started kind of learning some tunes. I didn't really know what I was doing at first, and they kind of mentored me. Like in the beginning, I kind of grown a lot music-wise since then. I wouldn't leave, yeah. And then I guess fast forward to what 17?
2.5 years ago.
Oh, 2.5 years ago, yeah.
I was tricked into the band.
That's Tony. So.
They conned you into it, did they?
Well, yeah, I was invited for a beer and to listen to music, kind of like you were invited to listen to music.
Okay, you don't want me in this band. Let me just tell you, I am tone deaf, I can't dance, I will bring nothing to the table.
So, came here for a beer, listened to music. Nick and I have been friends for a decade and a half. And I get here, and a drum's put in my lap. Never played drum in my life.
Seriously?
Because
you are phenomenal.
Thanks. That was 2.5 years ago, and kind of like Nick, didn't know anything, had no idea what I was doing, and that was 2.5 years. Now I'm here and playing, and I didn't leave.
So I guess the past year or so, especially I guess starting last summer, we really started kind of focusing on ourselves as a group and trying to better our musicianship and start playing more shows around the region and stuff. I think we got about 12 shows coming up this March.
Wow.
I think. Yeah, we just finally launched our website, onestreetoverva.com. So we got them all listed on there. So again, like you mentioned, we're playing the Winchester Celtic Festival next Saturday at the George Washington Hotel.
So where did the name come from?
That's a good question. Like I said, when I first started playing here, I joined Doug and Katie. We'd been playing for probably a good month or so. And Doug and Katie, at one point, someone asked me, "Oh, well, where do you live?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm on over on Sheridan in Winchester." And it turned out they were one street over the whole time from me. Hence the name. That's how that came about. Yeah. So a good month or so playing, we didn't realize we lived that close to each other.
So Doug and Katie, how long have you guys been playing together and overall?
We've been playing about 25 years together.
Since we got married.
A little bit before we got married.
Yeah.
And we've been playing here at Nana's for, this is I think our 15th year.
What?
Yeah.
We've outplayed the bartender, sorry Amber. We've been here. In fact, before we moved to Winchester, we made sure that there was an Irish pub because we wanted to be sure we could play an Irish pub. And so we found this place. We're like, okay, this is good. We'll move to Winchester. It's been good ever since.
So, Kate, I've been watching you. You've got this ginormous blue, and I don't want to call it by the wrong name because, again, you don't want me in this band because I can't, in this group, I can't do anything.
It's a challenge.
And it's gorgeous. How many instruments do you play?
Oh boy, I really don't know.
How many are you playing here tonight?
3 tonight. I started as a classical cellist.
Wow.
And then I met Doug, who is a bluegrass mandolin player. And we were like, how is this relationship ever going to work?
So we're out of patties.
So I tried fiddle, bluegrass fiddle, and I was like, that's a little fast for me. So then we moved to old timey, and then that kind of took us to Cape Breton music, and we just kind of traced where the music came from, and that took us back to Ireland and Celtic music. And that's been our kind of happy meeting ground. So I play cello, I play fiddle.
And Doug, how many instruments do you play?
I play guitar, tenor banjo, and mandolin.
And how long have you been playing?
I've been here since 5 o'clock.
How many years of experience do you have playing an instrument, for fun or otherwise?
About 30, 35 years.
Oh wow, so you've been at it a while. And then we got this one over here who had never even played the drums before, who's now really, really good at it.
I should say I played clarinet for about 10, 12 years. So
Yeah,
I've
Tony-
been playing
Tony
music for a
and I-
long time,
yeah.
since I was 6. Just never percussion, so little change.
Is it harder? Was it harder to pick up and learn, or are the basics really still kind of the same?
Rhythms are the same. Just learning the patterns, the dynamics, the mechanical changes. So yes and no, yeah.
And when you are saying drums, since people are listening to us on the radio, they don't get to see, although hopefully my husband's standing behind me doing
Gotcha.
the video. It's not what people would traditionally think when they hear us say you're playing the drums or a drum. This is a little bit different from what they would see.
No, so it's pretty much like, I don't know if I can explain it so everybody can visualize it, but think of half of a whiskey barrel and put a piece of skin over one side. It's open on the other.
Drink the whiskey first.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, don't ever let good whiskey go to
But
waste.
that's pretty much it. So there's nothing else to it. It's just one circle. Your hand changes the tone, and your other hand is hitting the drum.
It's called a, well, I guess there's different pronunciations of boron or boron. Bodhram.
Interesting. So yeah, I'll have the video and photos up. So
Yeah.
when the show is over, typically what happens is people can go to the website and listen to it, or they can download the podcast in their phone. So I'll put the photos and all the description up on the show notes page, so that way everybody can see it. So Nicholas, I noticed while we've been here tonight watching you, you've played the flute. What else do you play?
I do have ADD, that's correct. No, I play the flute's, I guess, my main instrument. I kind of hop on guitar once in a while to let Doug and Katie play a melody together and kind of back them up. I played drums for a little bit before Tony got here, but he's since surpassed me, so I don't touch that anymore.
You sing?
I sing occasionally.
dance.
Yeah,
He's
I
our
sing
song
and
and dance
occasionally.
man.
Yeah, I'm a song and dance.
So-
Completely underselling himself. He is the Renaissance man. Plays every instrument except fiddle. Dances, sings, does everything.
Yeah, the fiddle.
I haven't
leads
seen
me.
you dance this evening.
Oh, I don't
You've
know
been
if
kind of stationary the
Oh,
whole
okay.
time we've been watching.
Just
So
watch
if my
out.
dance instructor watches this, then she might.
You
she
don't
might
want to
be
get
fine.
fired from that.
Yeah.
Well, before we go to break, do you guys want to play a song, and then we'll take a break and come back and have more of a conversation?
Sure. Sounds
All
good.
right. So what are we gonna play?
You gonna play the ocean set?
Ocean, so.
So I guess a quick little in Irish music. Yeah, we have different tunes we put together in sets. So we call this one the ocean set. We have a certain amount of time. Or,
No. Just have at it. And then what I'm gonna do is just because.
Where's the gazebo?
Kevin, you want to hold one over here?
Thinking I want to keep them away and have just one in the middle so that it's not all of them being so loud. house here at Nana's Irish Pub tonight on a Friday night. We are going to take a quick break and come back and talk more with Nicholas and the entire group from One Street Over. This is Janet Michael. You're listening to The Valley Today, and we'll be back in just a couple of minutes. Sorry. Ta-da! First half done. See? Walk in the park.
No.
You can
What goes into
play
table?
with around the water, you can touch it. Basketball, soccer,
Very bright.
Yeah, water
Yeah.
for boys into table.
Humor the scarf.
You want to do that next?
Yeah. So,
You might as well rip it.
Yeah, let's send that
Yeah.
all
I think that would be good.
Yeah, that's what years in. Yeah, 2.5.
So, yeah, about how long are we talking? How long are the songs? Just so I know from a timing perspective not to let you talk too long so there's time for the songs.
We do Water for Boys and Tamworth probably 4 or 5 minutes.
Okay.
You got
What
it,
to-
you
Is that what we want to do, or what?
Should we try to do that?
It's a lot of fun.
Let's see if you can go for it and give it a shot.
I think we should do the
Red as a rose.
Red as a Rose.
How does that go? What does it
I
go
love
to?
that.
Into the Urchins and the Jay.
Okay, we'll do that. We'll do Red as a rose.
Alright.
So let me give this back to you.
Sorry, I didn't answer your question. I don't have what's the time.
Janet, what is the radio station you're on?
It is the River 95.3 based out of Front Royal.
And what time on Monday?
It'll be on Monday just a few minutes after noon.
And can we
Years
stream
from
that
now.
on the computer?
You
better
can, yep, you
remember
can
which
listen to
damn
it live, the
You got
TuneIn
it.
app on your phone. You can listen to it through the TuneIn app. And then after, if you miss it on the air,
Did you hear that,
the
Nick?
recorded
Next interview.
version is also on the
Okay, when it
website.
is.
And then if you have the podcast app, so you listen to
Okay,
podcasts, it'll
hold
come
on.
to your phone automatically and you can listen to it on your phone and any of the podcast
Tell me
apps.
again, I'm ready to write it down now.
TheRiver953.com.
So probably 3 to 4 minutes, I guess.
At
supposed to
12
be,
noon.
right?
Yeah.
On Monday.
3 to 4 minutes. Probably 4 minutes.
Yeah, because we can go 12 in this last segment. So if we talk for a minute or two and then have you guys play and then come back and do another minute or two of conversation, then you can play one more time and then we'll wrap up with. So if somebody wants to know where you're playing or they want to book you to come play somewhere, do the website, do your Facebook page, do all your shameless self-promotion. That's the time.
Right.
Good thing the website came out
Competition
last week.
upstairs.
Yeah.
Thank God. I wasn't slacking. So do that first, do the shows, and okay, I'll eat it.
All right. All right, are we ready?
Okay.
What do you normally read? Welcome back to The Valley Today. I am your host, Janet Michael. We are pre-recording today's show. As you are listening to this on a Monday afternoon, picture yourself with me and a room full of people at Nana's Irish Pub on Friday night enjoying some fantastic music from One Street Over. Nicholas Robb is here, and this is who we're talking to today because my regular guest got the flu, and you know, there's, what is it, necessity is the mother of invention. And here you are on the radio on Monday, no idea this is what was going to happen, how many songs in on a Friday night. Yeah, you're regretting ever sending me that email saying, hey, Janet, can I come and do a Valley Today show? So, One Street Over, if somebody wants to know, because you're playing at the Celtic Festival, so
Yes,
when and
yes.
where are you going to be at the Celtic Festival?
So we'll be at the George Washington Hotel from 6 to 9 p.m. Was it March 7th? Yeah, the Celtic Festival in George Washington.
So as people are listening to this on Monday, it's actually this coming weekend. It's this coming Saturday.
Yeah, so it'll be this Saturday.
And have you guys played at the Celtic Festival before?
Last year was our first year playing at this George Washington as well.
Because it is, they've got Irish dancing. I
Yeah,
mean, this
yeah.
is the whole kit and
Yeah, a
caboodle.
whole day of events going on there. Yeah.
So I'm gonna completely throw this one off over here on the corner, and I'm gonna hand him this mic because as I'm sitting here, we have a true Irishman in our midst. So I know that you guys are visiting and kind of passing through. Did you know there was a Celtic Festival happening next Saturday? Are you guys coming back to town for
You
that?
might, I wrote it down.
Well, I didn't know there was a Celtic festival next Saturday, but it'd be a good excuse to come back up to Nana's Pub. We live in Nelson County right now. We're not sure if we're going to be living down there much longer, but after being here tonight, I think our decision is made maybe to move up to Winchester area or the Middletown area.
I'm all for the Middletown area.
This is great, and it's home away from home for me. And my wife moved to Ireland in the early 90s, and you know, she adopted Ireland as her country for 3 years, and we moved back again to Connecticut, and we're just looking for a little bit of Irish in Virginia, and I think we'll find it.
You found it here this
Yeah,
evening.
I really do, Janet. So
Well,
thank
thank you
you.
for letting me just toss the mic in your face.
Yeah.
So I understand you guys are going to play another song for me. What are you going to play?
We're gonna play another set, song and followed by a tune. The song is "Red as a Rose," followed by "The Rolling Waves."
All right, well, let's have it.
Come over the hills, my bonny Irish lass. Come over the hills to your darling. You'll choose the road, love, and I'll make a vow. And I swear you'll be my love forever. There is a rose in yonder rose. Fair is the lily of the valley, and clear is the water that flows from the point. But my love is fairer. She's down by Killarney's green woods that we strayed for. The moon and the stars, they were shining. The moon shone its rays on her locks of golden hair. She swore she'd be my love forever. The red is the rose in yonder garden grows, and fair is the lily of the valley, and clear is the water that flows from the point. My love is fairer than any. Now it's not for the parting, my sister vain, for it's not for the grief of my mother, but it's all for the loss of my bonny Irish lass. My heart will be breaking forever. For red is the rose, and in yonder garden grows. Fair is the lily of the valley, and clear is the water that flows from the point. My love is fairer than any. Oh, my love is fairer than any.
All right, now let me reconnect your mics before we start.
Oh yeah, okay.
Back
Oh,
in the
forgot to hit record. Dang.
Oh,
No,
no, it's recording.
That was a real Irishman woo.
That was
That's what we just got.
That's where that came from, did it? All right. Yeah, I didn't want the sound to be too much so that it overmodulated, so I thought, well, I'll just disconnect two of these mics, and that way it's only picking up from the one. So there you go. Here's one for you, and then y'all can fight over this one out of the French press.
I'll just hold the French fry.
So, Nicholas, how hard was it for you to learn all these songs? You said at the top of the show that you were kind of the newbie and had to figure your way along. Was it difficult? Because it seems like they're just second nature to you now.
Yeah, I guess at this point, some of them just, I kind of zone out sometimes admittedly. But it's kind of nice, I can kind of, tweak and mess with the ornamentations. Sometimes I feel like if I don't play one for a while, one new one comes in the door, another one goes out the door. I kept a list for a while. I feel like I had 40 or 50 at some point in my bank, but nowhere near as much as Doug and Katie, I think too.
So when you guys are playing somewhere, how many do you usually do? Like a 1 hour set, a 2 hour set? I mean, how many songs do you usually play when you're somewhere performing?
If we play a 1 hour set, we generally play about 25 tunes.
Wow.
So if we play 3, we play 75 to 100 tunes. It's a lot to remember. And sometimes we don't.
It was interesting when I first started playing. I had this little 3-ring binder that I kind of haul around with me, and I pop it out, and then I get this really dirty look from Doug. Just traditionally, this music is learned orally, so you memorize it. That's how it's carried on. So the sheet music is kind of great when you're starting off and you're kind of learning, kind of figuring out the instrument and stuff. But after a while, you get dirty looks from Doug.
You have to just know
You gotta
it,
get
to
rid of the
listen
sheet.
to it and
Yeah,
memorize
and
it
you
that
get
way.
kind of the memory after a while.
The beauty of playing the drums, I don't know any song names. I might know 3 out of the 100 that we play. I just have to play patterns. I don't play notes.
You wait for them to start, and then
I'll
it's like,
listen
oh,
to
okay,
it.
I know
Oh,
what
I remember
song's
that one.
in.
Yeah, I'll play this pattern. No, that sounds
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
That is awesome. Maybe I could be part of this
Yeah,
group.
it's good. Yeah. If I can learn the drum in 2 years, anybody can.
Okay, well, it used to annoy my husband to no end because back in the day when I would have a favorite song, I would burn it to a CD, and I would burn like it 10 times back to back on a CD, and in the car I would play it, and I would stop and play it again because I would sing it all the way through until I got to the part where I didn't know the words, and I would start over until I could get through the whole song and knew all the words, and by then a new favorite song came along, and I never sang
Yeah,
the old one
you should
again.
talk to my wife, Stephanie. She's really sick of hearing the A parts of a lot of tunes over and over again until I get to the point like, oh, add a note. Let's play it again. Add another note. Just repetitive. Exactly. Yeah.
So how often are you guys here at Nana's? Is this like a regular place that people can find you most of the time?
We're here most Saturdays.
Most Saturdays 5 to 8 we're here. For March we're pretty booked with a lot of shows coming up this March.
Well, that kinda makes sense.
So we won't be here too much in March. Maybe a couple Fridays and stuff here and there. But come April, I think we'll be back here pretty regularly from 5 to 8 downstairs in the pub.
And the reason that you're going to be everywhere else in March is because March is the month of the Irish.
St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah.
So where else are you going to be playing other than Celtic Festival?
Aside from the Celtic Festival, we'll be at the River House in Capen on March 15th from 11 to 1 p.m. We'll also be at the Abolitionist in Charlestown. It's a nice little brewery there. We'll be there March 20th from 7 to 9. We got White Oak Lavender Farm out there in Harrisonburg. We played there a couple times over the summer, and they were kind enough to invite us back. So we'll be there March 21st from 5:30 to 8:30 in the afternoon. Got Box Office Brewery in Strasbourg.
Oh, yeah.
That's the 22nd of March from 5 to 8. And then there's Beans in the Belfry. It's kind of a new gig for us. It's over in Brunswick, Maryland. We're kind of excited. It's a really cool coffee shop that's been, it was a church originally that was converted into a coffee shop. It's really cool, yeah.
Okay, so
Not
other
the
than the
usual kind of
orange.
conversion.
Not the usual kind of conversion that goes. We always have Doug for this. So that'll be that'll be actually in April. So that'll be April 18th.
Okay, so I'm all about the coffee. The orange is the one thing, but the coffee is the
coffee's
other.
second,
So I may
yeah.
have to
Runner
make a
up
trip
there.
over to Brunswick and listen to you guys in April.
Yeah, we'll be there. Yeah, April 18th from 7 to 9 p.m. Then we have a few other shows coming up over the summer and stuff as well. But we have. I tried my best to keep it all posted on our website, which we just published, I guess, a couple weeks ago. So it's onestreetoverva.com.
Fabulous. Now, do you guys also do like private bookings, not necessarily for restaurants or something, but if I wanted you for a party or something like that?
A couple ones that we have. We have 3 next month that I didn't mention that are for private shows that we're going to be doing. So yeah, you can contact us through Facebook, One Street Over VA, or on our website. You can send us a message or give us a phone call. We're happy to do private shows as well. Yeah. Weddings. We've done a couple weddings.
Weddings are
yes.
probably,
We have done a couple weddings, including my own.
How did that work?
No, I didn't play. I'm still married. That's
So do you guys want to play one more song before we call it a show?
Absolutely.
Sure.
All right, so OneStreetOverVA.com is where they can find you on the internet, and then Facebook, you're on Facebook and everything else.
Yep, same thing, One Street Over VA. Yep.
All right, fabulous. All right, guys, let's do one more song and we'll call it a day, or a Friday night, so to
Friday
speak.
night. How much time do we have this week?
Just go.
Okay. Skip the song.
Oh, no.
Don't skip the song.
Don't skip the song.
All right, don't skip the song. It was getting a little parched here.
Drink that
Get another
beer.
drink of his beer.
I
Yeah.
know.
For fun and diversion we have met together. I tell you from Waterford hither we came. We crossed the big ocean and dark stormy weather. Our pockets were light and our hearts were the same. Sad that leaving Rhode Island, but once more on dry land, but a roadside tavern I chanced to spy. As I was melting my pockets I felt, and for the parts of a drink I was barley dry. For we are the boys that's such fun and church elegance, drinking and dancing in all of our joys. Roaching, destruction, diversions, and devilment, who's to compare with the Waterford boys? Well, I rode in the town on the landlord, he strode, and good morrow, says he, and says I, if you please, will you give me a bed? Bring me some bread and a bottle of port and a small piece of cheese. My bread and cheese ended, I then condescended to take my repums and had 'em good night. Under the clothes I was trying to doze, and I took in my toes and then popped up the lights. Well, I wasn't long sleeping when I heard something creeping and gnawing and crawling around the bedpost. My breast I suspended, but the noise never ended. Was I evil, damned up applause for a ghost? Now to make myself easy, for I felt rather lazy and went over my head. I again pulled the clothes. You're Moses, what's that? A great big jackrack and one leapt to the floor and right up to my nose. For we are the boys, it's such fun and such elegance, drinking and dancing in all of our joys. Roasting, destruction, diversions, and devilment, who's to compare with the Waterford boys? Well, I reached for a hobnail and made up a bobtail and wrestled with rats to the clear light of day. When the landlord came in, he says with a grin, for your supper and bed you 5 shillings to pay. 5 shillings for what? Now don't be disgracing yourself, says I to the rogue, if it please, and I can sleep with these rats, and you have the devil's own face to charge me 5 shillings for dry bread and cheese. Oh, the landlord was raring, lipping and tearing, he jumped in the window and he kicked in the door. When he could go no further, he rode me a murder. These rats, they are raiding me up by the store. Sure, they sleep in me stables, they eat from me tables, they wrestle me dogs, they've killed all me cats. Wasn't says I who give me those 5 shillings, and I'll tell you where to get rid of the rats. I will them, says he, will invite them to supper and try bread and cheese, maybe for them, please, sure. But never mind if they're winning, just charge them 5 shillings and never no rat will you ever see more.
So, okay.
Thanks.
Lonnie's gonna kill me because the show